call this meeting to order. The board secretary will now call the roll.
Harrison.
Here.
Vice Chairman Pia. Director Angeles.
Here.
Director Norby.
Here.
Director Bentley.
Here.
Director Rawlings.
Here.
Director Thrash Inta.
Here.
Director Mejia has been excused. We have a quorum.
Thank you. Now, Jen Flores will present the October 2023 Employees of the Month.
Good afternoon, Chair Sutton, members of the board, and Mr. McDonald. I am Jen Flores, Board Secretary. In support of LBT's strategic priority of fostering employee engagement, it is my pleasure to acknowledge the Employees of the Month for October 2023. Operator Maria Ortega has been employed with LBT for 16 years, and this is her third Employee of the Month nomination. She is an exceptional operator who operates with integrity and is very proactive about her job performance. She was nominated by several transit supervisors this month. Operator Ortega always ensures the bus she's operating leaves the yard on time to provide service to customers. For maintenance and infrastructure, we have Manuel Fernandez Alonso. He is a custodian who has been employed with LBT for 17 years. This is his 5th Employee of the Month nomination. He consistently excels in maintaining our facilities' cleanliness while displaying a remarkable attitude and work ethic. Whenever tasked with a job or requested assistance, his response is always positive, and he follows through with unwavering integrity. One of the standout qualities Manuel embodies is his willingness to go above and beyond. He is a shining example of what it means to be part of the Long Beach Transit team. For our staff Employee of the Month, we have Nikki Deckner. She is our transit analyst in our Transit Service Delivery and Planning Department and has been employed with LBT since December 2021. This is her first Employee of the Month nomination. In her short time with LBT, she has taken the initiative to learn various programs and software on her own and applied them to help improve multiple facets of the department. For example, she has developed a monthly budget matrix to ensure that the department aligns with budget initiatives and organizational focus. Nikki has also developed a detailed matrix for transit supervisors to monitor the performance and accountability of each group of operators, allowing supervisors to act more proactively. She has worked with various departments to create user-friendly processes. Her hard work has built trust, productivity, positive employee engagement, and morale within the organization. Now, I would usually present a video of these valuable members of the Long Beach Transit team. However, since we are not able to show video at this time, please visit Long Beach Transit's YouTube channel to view the full October 2023 Employee of the Month video. Thank you to all of our Employees of the Month for being dedicated to connecting communities, moving people, making everyday life better. We appreciate all essential workers, especially our own. Thank you.
Thanks, Jim. Okay, at this time, we're in the public comment now. Are there any comments from the public? Just general comments before we start. Seeing none, we can move on. Okay, so item 5 is President and CEO report.
Good afternoon, Chair Sutton, members of the board, and all who assembled here today. I am Kenneth McDonald, President and CEO of Long Beach Transit. My monthly agency report will highlight some of the accomplishments and ongoing activities centered around our strategic priorities. Our strategic priorities are improve safety and service quality, exercise financial accountability, foster employee engagement, enhance our customer experience, and promote community and industry. I recently met with LBT new police chief Wally Hebridge. The chief and 7 of his executive staff met with LBT leadership to discuss security on our transit system. We also discussed future partnership and cooperation between the police department and Long Beach Transit. We spoke about continued effort around employee wellness, system security in the public, communication and collaboration to reduce crime in the city, security announcements on buses, the quality of life team as a resource to Long Beach Transit. And we finally ended the week with agreeing to meet regularly to proactively address issues of security concern for both our organizations. On October 6th, staff participated in Congresswoman Nanette Barragan's 44th District Job Fair in Paramount, California. This event was which has matched hundreds of people with job opportunities. Our staff was able to speak with 34 potential applicants and had about 14 people interested in applying for bus operator positions. On October 17th, I attended the Metro Transit Leadership Summit. This summit brings together LA County's regional transit operators to identify how we can better work together to tackle transit challenges and capitalize on new opportunities. The summit covered 5 key critical items for moving transit into the future. 1, regional strategies for zero-emission buses. 2, advancing integrated regional fare solutions. 3, the 2028 Olympics, Paralympics, and other major events that are occurring in the LA region. 4, bus stop amenities and the change in climate. And 5, customer experience, including safety and security in support of ridership recovery and growth. LBT is committed to this event and will expand our staff participation at upcoming events. On November 15th to the 17th, LBT will have several staff attending the California Transit Association annual conference that is being held in Pasadena, California. This annual conference and expo will address a number of concerns related to transit in California. I will be participating on a panel entitled Addressing Recruitment Challenges Through a Creative Workforce Development Strategies. The keynote speaker at the conference will be Van Jones, CNN show host. Various concurrent educational and training sessions will also be conducted over the 3-day conference. Finally, regarding this location where we are conducting our first board meeting, this will continue to be our location. We are still completing construction on the 8th floor. The lobby of the 8th floor is winding down. And once the fire and building inspectors have conducted building and occupancy inspection and gives the okay, staff will begin the phased approach of relocating our administrative offices. At our next board meeting on December 7th, we'll be having a dedication event for this room. At that time, all our mics and our displays will be installed. And we will, as we have previously approved by the board, the chamber will be named the Rosa Parks Board Chamber. And we will be holding a modified Hall of Fame recognition ceremony for retired employees. We will invite 4 former board members to the event, as we will be putting a plaque with the names of all the former board members who have served in the Long Beach Transit Board. We will then close, this will bring to close our 60th anniversary year of recognition of Long Beach Transit. This concludes my report for this month. Thank you.
Thanks, Ken. Is there any public comment? Okay, with you see, just like to say that this is history in the making. This is a brand new place for Long Beach Transit, and it's a beautiful boardroom. And I commend you and staff on putting all this together.
I forgot I was going to do. I want to recognize Jen Flores. If there's somebody who really took this on and made it happen over the back. She has worked tirelessly to make this occur. I think I challenged her about 2 months ago that we will conduct a meeting in October here. And everything was done to make that happen. I think we got the permit from the fire department on Monday so that we could begin to have meetings in here. So our next meeting, which is in December, because we go dark in November. Like I said again, you have all of this displays, so you can now record all of the. We are recording right now, so we'll be able to record. There's a room back here where all of the equipment will be stored, and all of the history of the board will also be stored. So I look forward to us in our own environment going forward. I think the city asked us to use this because they're having some work done at the where we had it previously. So there'll be other people having meetings in here with us as we go into December. So I look forward to us existing in this for a long time. Another 60 years, let's put it that way. So thank you very much.
Are there any comments from the board? Okay, we'll move right along now.
Real quick, forward. If you could, and we do not have microphones in here, so I've done a comment that people in back not here, so if you could be a little bit louder.
Okay, all right, I will project.
Thank you.
Okay. Now hear this. So now we're at the consent calendar, item 6. Do I have a recommendation to approve the minutes of the regular session meeting held on September 28th, 2023?
And you are going to lose. Second.
Thank you for your first and second. Go ahead and call roll, Jack.
Do we want to have a conversation first?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Thank you. Is there any public comment? Okay, hearing none, no public comment, then we can move to the vote.
Okay. Chair Sutton?
Aye.
Vice Chairman Hia? Aye. Director Angeles?
Aye.
Director Norway?
Aye.
Director Bentley?
Aye.
Director Rawlings?
Aye.
Director Cashin? Aye.
Motion carries. The consent calendar is approved. Now, regular calendar. Item number 7, the monthly financial report. And Lisa, just because I'm talking loud, I'm not upset.
I'm going to stand up. Good afternoon, Chair Sutton, members of the board, Mr. McDonald, and to everybody that's here today. My name is Lisa Patton, and I am the Executive Director and Vice President of Finance and Budget. I am before you today to present the financial report for the period of July 1, 2023 through September 30th, 2020, which is the first quarter of fiscal year 2024. So if we look at our report, the first page of the report, to orient you, the top of the report covers the revenue that's generated by the organization and subsidies, and then the bottom part gives us a summary of expenses by group. So on the left side of the page, you'll see a comparison to the prior month, and to the on the right side, you'll see the comparison to the prior year. So if we look at passenger fares, which on the operating revenue, that's revenue we generated, is our biggest category, as you might imagine. Passenger fares are up this year. So we can see that comparison. For those that don't have the report in front of you, that's about 940,000 compared to a year ago at 865,000. So that compares favorably with budget and year to date. On dial-up fares, those continue to remain flat. On the Aqua service, those fares are also fairly consistent. We do have a decrease reflected in September compared to last year, and that's because service stopped in September. We didn't continue to run the weekend service. Under advertising revenue, what you see reflected there is the minimum annual guarantee. Under interest and miscellaneous, we do see an increase there in interest rates and on fuel tax credits. If we drop down to the subsidy revenue, you'll see that the state, county, and local subsidies are in line. We do see a decrease in the federal subsidy, and that's just a reflection of timing on when the drawdowns are done and the expenses are recognized. So total revenue for the month of September is 92% of budget. Year to date, we're at 90% of budget, and these run in line with operating expenses. So if we look at the operating expenses by group, we can see that year to date operations is at 94%, maintenance is at 91%, administration is at 85%, and then fuel is at 82%. So overall expenses are in line with revenue, 90% for the month and 91% year to date. If we go to page 2 of our report, we can see the detail on the expenses. And the first category is labor, and it's people businesses is our largest area of investment. And so for the operators, you can see they're running at 95% of budget. Under maintenance, it's at 96% of budget, and under staff, it's at 87% of budget. When we look at the fringe benefits, they are derived from labor expenses, and so they are a percent, so they are all running within budget. Under services, under advertising, we saw an increase for September, and that reflects Cal State Long Beach advertising and the partnership with the Beach Media. Overall, advertising is within 97% of budget. Employment physicals have been running higher this year, so we see that in the month to date and also reflected in the year to date. Under other, and people often ask what other is, I like to say other is everything that's not on the page, but in this case, this reflects leasing commissions and is within budget year to date. If we go to page 3 of our report, fuel and lubricants, as previously mentioned, is within budget at 82%. Fleet parts and supplies continues to be a pain point for the organization. The month of September included ignition coils and electronic control modules, and we've talked previously about the catalytic converters for the hybrid buses. So fleet parts and supplies is at 111% of budget for the month, 105% year to date. Under other material supplies, we see an increase in the month of September, and that reflects 7 Skyview 32-inch weatherproof displays installed in the shelters at the Transit Mall in September. Under casualty and liability, this is an area that we're seeing increases every month, and the policy renewals are coming in higher than budgeted. If we look at miscellaneous expenses, we do see the reflection there under schedules and tickets, and that's the timing of the trim cards when they were received. So overall, we're at 90% of budget, 91% year to date. So if we go to the next page, our balance sheets, we can see an increase in cash and investments, and we can see why when we drop down to the receivables. The receivable in August was about, for the federal government, was 3.5 million. We see that drop down to a little over 100,000. The county receivable was 6.2 million and dropped down to 1.2 million. Under liabilities and capital, we do see an increase in accrued payroll liabilities, and that reflects an additional day accrued in September compared to the prior August. That concludes our report. Thank you. No applause. That's cool.
See what I have to put up here. Lisa, thank you for that report. Any comments from the board?
Yes. I just have a question. You know, obviously we've been hearing about fuel costs in terms of increase individually, in terms of driving and as well as cross country and inflation. So has that ever had an impact in terms of the budget and the projection and in terms of increase of fuel costs overall? And we've seen that. I see that it isn't based on your you know, it looked like the fuel and lubricants the same amount, but is that consistent with what we're hearing from the news or experiencing ourselves?
So a great question regarding fuel costs. And so last year, it was a pain point for us. The majority of our buses at this point, right, we're running compressed natural gas. So we are buying natural gas through the city's piping. So you don't see that reflected. You don't see those spikes. Well, we typically see those spikes in January and February. Also, as you know, we're running more and more electric buses, which is reflected in an electricity rate. So our proportion of fuel costs that are reflected in unleaded has gone down, and so we're a little less susceptible each year. Last year, though, we were over budget.
I was out of order and I should have invited comments from the public first. So are there any comments from the public? Bring none, then I'll bring it back. Here, yes.
Yeah, so just the large cash position, how are we, straight environment, what is our cash management sort of strategy? Is it all like treasury bills or do we sort of maximize interest on our large cash position?
Sure. So when we talk about cash management, we talk about cash flow management. We have our treasurer who does weekly cash flow management. The majority of our funds are with the state treasurer's office with the local agency investment funds. We also have funds with Howard Hargrove who invest in bonds, and you get that report every quarter. That includes corporate bonds and US, the majority is US treasuries.
Any other questions from the board? Very nice. Okay. So thank you, Lisa. Item 8, recommendation to authorize an update to Long Beach Transit procurement policy to increase the acquisition limit of the president and CEO to approve procurements for the company from $200,000 to $250,000. And Lisa again will present this up.
Good afternoon, Chair Sutton, members of the board, Mr. McDonald, and to everybody assembled here today. My name is Lisa Patton, and I am the Executive Director and Vice President, Finance and Budget. I am before you today to request the board to authorize an update to Long Beach Transit's procurement policy to increase the level of authority delegated to the President and CEO. By way of background, LBT procures goods and services using the recommended standard by the American Public Transportation Association Standard Development Program. This includes 6 major steps. The first is identifying and exploring the need. The second is evaluating the options and establishing the need for procurement. The third is selecting the procurement method. The fourth is developing the final solicitation. The fifth is executing the solicitation. And the 6th and final step is contract administration. In general, the amount of a purchase or contract impacts the complexity required in finding and evaluating the potential choices. As an introduction, the following dollar ranges are specified by the Federal Transit Administration. $10,000 or less is considered a micro purchase and includes meeting everyday operational needs, things like spark plugs, air filters, office supplies. Over $10,000 and up to $250,000 is considered a small purchase and triggers additional purchasing requirements, including comparing costs from multiple vendors. Over $250,000 is considered a larger purchase and triggers the need for a formal competitive solicitation. To allow maximum flexibility for grant recipients in the procurement of goods and services, the Federal Transit Administration provided authorization for the increase to the simplified acquisition threshold of $250,000 for FTA-funded procurements made after June 20th, 2018. LBT's current procurement threshold was authorized by the board at the February 2021 meeting. This was the first update to the procurement threshold in 16 years. Staff had requested an increase in the authorization up to $250,000 to be in alignment with the Federal Transit Administration thresholds. The board increased the threshold limit to $200,000. In addition to the increase in the procurement threshold, the board also asked to revisit the President and CEO acquisition threshold in 1 year. In alignment with the board authorization, staff presented an information item reviewing the effectiveness of the increased acquisition threshold in February of 2022. In your board report is a chart that displays all the procurements in the range of $200,000 to $250,000 that have been approved by the board in the last 32 weeks. These procurements are critical to day-to-day operations. Today, staff is recommending increasing the acquisition threshold limit to $250,000 to improve the effectiveness and efficiency of LBT's procurement processes, to enhance the ability of suppliers to respond to the agency's requirements, and to reflect the increase in prices. The recommended change also aligns with the Federal Transit Administration's simplified acquisition threshold of $250,000. The $250,000 threshold is better suited to the size and scope of LBT's current projects and would allow the agency to ensure the business needs are met in a timely manner. This approach maintains consistency with industry best practices for procurement. From the vendor perspective, it would also put LBT's procurement practices in alignment with other transit agencies in the region. In summary, today I'm asking for the board to approve an increase in the acquisition threshold limit of the president and CEO to approve procurements for the agency from 200,000 to 250,000. This concludes my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa. I need a motion on second.
So moved. Second.
Thank you. Any comments from the public, please? Hearing none. Any comments from the board? Yes.
Yes. Thank you, Lisa. A couple things. You mentioned in the board report that it would make things more efficient. Can you explain a little bit more how it would be more efficient? And secondly, of the awards that were listed in here between the 200 to 250,000 range, were any of them it took more time because the board had to approve them, or is that where the efficiency would come in? Sorry if I'm adding two questions to one, but thank you.
No, I think it's a really good question. And so yes, it does increase the efficiency and streamlines processes for staff, as you might imagine, and lets us award the contract more expediently, and also then decrease the time for the vendor to get on the work to get the improvements going.
So it decreases the time because it doesn't need to come to the board?
Correct.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yes.
How does this compare with respect to the rest of the departments in the city?
With the city?
With the city and board or other departments in the city of Long Beach, just in terms of giving the executive director this authority?
I am not that familiar with the city and what authority they give to the board, to the airport. I do know.
So I think this action is in line with the city. So the city limit is a little bit lower for sort of general spending. The city manager authority over items up to $100,000, but for other items that have been authorized by the council or authorized in a budget action, you can go up to 200,000, or in some cases, if it's related to infrastructure or homelessness, $1 million. So the city policy is a little more nuanced depending on what you're spending the money on. But I will say we did go through a process last year to increase all of the numbers just because of both efficiency and inflation, and $100,000 is somewhat it used to be. And I think, I don't want to put words in your mouth, Lisa, but it's not just that the vendor can start faster, like you're paying your staff. And we found that we were spending a lot of labor dollars preparing reports to the city council for items that never had any questions and had to sit for 60 days awaiting a council hearing and all of the associated paperwork and legal review that's required to bring them up to window. So that's kind of what we've done on the city side.
Any other questions?
And this is in line with the FTA guidelines, so it's pretty consistent. Our benchmark is against other agencies that would also consider FTA as opposed to the city itself. I may have some questions later when we get to new business regarding the overall procurement policy, but for now, I'm ready to call the question.
Thank you. Any other? I just like to make a couple comments. Metro is 500,000 CEO approval. This helps the Long Beach Transit be a little more nimble and faster in terms of procurements. Sometimes they're important because of service and buying those little widgets that we need to keep our buses rolling. So I fully support this. And like just a question for you, Lisa. How many years was it since the last increase?
So the last increase was February of 2021, and it had been 16 years before that.
Okay, so 16 years before that is what, 50,000?
100,000.
100,000. I know that seems like a lot of money to all of us. You know, we're looking at our homes and things, but if you're thinking about buses that cost almost $1 million each, it really is a lot. So I fully recommend this. I'd like to, if there aren't more comments, okay. Jen, would you
Chair Sutton,
Call for the vote. Aye.
Vice Chair Mejia,
Aye.
Director Angeles,
Aye.
Director Narbe,
Aye.
Director Bentley,
Aye.
Director Rawlings,
Aye.
Director Crescenten. Aye.
Thank you. Motion was approved. And I'll read this. Motion carries. The recommendation to authorize an update to Long Beach Transit's procurement policy to increase the acquisition threshold limit for the president and CEO to improve procurements for the company from 200,000 to 250,000 is approved. Item 9. Recommendation to approve the board of directors meeting dates for calendar year 2024. And you have some information on it.
Yes, I sure do. Good afternoon, Chair Sutton, members of the board, Mr. McDonald, and all who are assembled here today. My name is Jen Flores, Board Secretary. I am before you today to request the board to approve the board of directors meetings for calendar year 2024. The proposed 2024 meeting dates are as follows. Thursday, January 25th, Thursday, February 22nd, Thursday, March 28th, Thursday, April 25th, Thursday, May 23rd, Thursday, June 27th, Thursday, July 25th, Thursday, September 26th, Thursday, October 24th, and Thursday, December 5th. All meetings will be held at 3:30 p.m. with the exception of the December 5th meeting, which will begin at 9 a.m. In order to promote and maintain a healthy work-life balance for staff, the August date has been removed from the annual calendar schedule as approved by this board on July 28, 2022. There will be no meeting held in November due to the Thanksgiving holiday, as that is the fourth Thursday of the month. And all meetings are scheduled to be held here at the Long Beach Transit Corporate Office, Rosa Parks Board Chambers. Therefore, staff is recommending LBT's Board of Directors to approve the Board of Directors meeting dates for the calendar year 2024. This concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Jen. Do I hear a motion to approve the recommendation?
So second.
Thank you. Well, I don't have a problem with it because it doesn't follow my anniversary or my birthday. So, any other comment from the board? Hearing none. Can we vote on this?
Chair Sutton.
Oh, I'm sorry. I have to ask for comment from the public. Any comments from the public? No. Okay, we're good.
Chair Sutton.
Aye.
Vice Chair Mejia.
Aye.
Director Angeles.
Aye.
Director Narbe.
Aye.
Director Bentley.
Aye.
Director Rawlings.
Aye.
Director Thrashen. Aye.
Thank you. The motion carries. The recommendation to approve the board of directors meeting dates for calendar year 2024 is approved. Item 10, GFOA Distinguished Budget Presentation Award, Ken McDonald.
Good afternoon, Chair Sutton, members of the board, and all who assembled here today. Again, I'm Kenneth McDonald, President and CEO of Long Beach Transit. I'm before you today to present the fiscal year 2024 Government Financial Officers Association, or GFOA, Distinguished Budget Presentation Award. Each year, LBT Board of Directors adopt a budget to implement the agency's objectives and strategic priorities. For fiscal year 2024, LBT was awarded the GFOA Distinguished Budget Presentation Award. This is the 7th consecutive year that LBT has received this significant award. This award represents a significant achievement for LBT as it represents the agency's commitment to meeting the highest principles of government to budgeting. To receive the award, LBT had to satisfy nationally recognized guidelines for effective budget presentation. These guidelines are used to assess how well the agency budget served as 1, a policy document, 2, an effective financial plan, 3, an operational guideline, and 4, a communication device. LBT's budget document is judged by an impartial panel to meet the high standards of the program in regards to 25 specific criteria. I would like to thank the following staff members who have made significant contribution to the budget: Lisa Patton, Executive Director and VP of Finance and Budget. Ashley Lian, our Corporate Treasurer. Terry Kuhn, Manager of Finance. Jennifer Maxwell, Manager of Capital Programs. Melissa Murray, Senior Accountant. Samantha Ivanfeld, our Budget Analyst. Uma Pamlola is Finance Analyst. Jeff Fortune, Capital and Grants Planner. James Stein, the Executive Assistant to the DCEO. And Laura Roscoe, Administrative Assistant of Finance. I would like to thank each and every one of them for their work on this effort. So, and that concludes my report, and thanking you for the award, the GFOE award, won on the 7th year. Thank you.
And would you mind if your staff that's involved in the budget stands for that?
The ones who are here, I see,
here,
I see Lisa Maxwell, Ashley, where are the others? James Ty.
Well, it's not easy putting a budget together, and we greatly appreciate that. Any comments from the board? Any comments from the public? All right, well done, thank you. All right, now. Item 11, public comment. At this time, I invite members of the public who want to address the board on any matter that does not appear on the agenda and is within the board's jurisdiction. If you have not already done so, I ask that you submit a speaker card to the board secretary, Jan over here. Comments are limited to 3 minutes. The board is here to receive comments only, and there will be no exchange of dialogue with the commenters. So we can't ask questions or answer questions in regard to your comments, but we are listening, and the staff is here to listen, and they will respond later. Any comments from the public on non-agenda items?
Sarah, I would also like to add, does anybody via the Zoom, participating via Zoom, have any public comments to give as well? Please raise your hand. No.
No comments. Okay. Thank you very much. Now we're going to go into closed session for item 12. We'll be back just as soon as we can. We see we have a large audience here. We respect your time, and we thank you for coming out here. We really appreciate you filling up our hall. You know, normally we have about 5 people at our meetings, so it's really great to see all of you today. Inaugurate our new boardroom. Thank you.
Yeah. Sorry, we do have a number of public comments on people that want to public comment on the closed session before
so
you guys go.
Do we read these before?
No, we have like public commenters. So before you guys adjourn.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I invite anyone that let's see, where is this?
Okay, I'll call. Yes, I'll call it. If there are any more public speakers, please come and fill out a card. First person we have is Ignacio Pimentel. You can just come up here to that. Yes.
Okay. So at this time, I invite members of the public who want to address the board well, I already said that on any matter. Okay, so item 12. At this time, I'd like to move in close. No, I can't do that either.
Public comments.
All right, just come on. We want to hear what you have to say in the next 3 minutes.
Good afternoon, good evening, members of the board. My name is Ignacio Pimentel. I'm a Kansas supervisor for Long Beach Transit. Been an employee for almost 30 years. And what I would like to discuss for a moment is the state of our negotiations with AFSCME. I'm vice president of AFSCME Local 3620 for Long Beach. Situation here now is where we've come to almost a solve. It has to do a lot with an attendance policy that's been proposed to us that ultimately will hurt our employees, our members. The attendance policy that's proposed to us would penalize our members, our employees for using any kind of sick leave. which I think is unlawful, but this is what would end up happening should we accept any kind of language that disciplines employees for using sick leave, especially when COVID hasn't left us, and but other illnesses that come up with our employees and their families. So we asked the board to really look into this matter about sick leave policy that would ultimately hurt employees in general. Plus, employees that will not stay with Long Beach Transit. They'll move on to places that really will offer them benefits that don't punish them. That is the biggest issue that we're dealing with right now. Also, a livable wage for our members, for our employees. What's being proposed to us will not bring us to a level of a livable wage for our members and their families. We ask that this matter is looked into and come up with a contract for us with AFSCME that will be good for our employees, for our members. Thank you very much.
Next, Daniel De La Cruz.
Do you have a clock?
Yes.
Okay. How much?
3 minutes.
3 minutes?
Yes.
30?
3.
Oh, 3. Sorry, 3 minutes.
3.
Good afternoon, board of directors, Mr. President, directors, and my Long Beach Transit family. I'm here to advocate for our local 3620, composed of men and women in different classifications, whether it be your warehouse worker, your supervisors, your stops and zones, the folks that maintain the bus stops, right? Customer service. All these folks bring their best effort every day to work. And what we're asking here today is that you not go back there and approve Kenneth McDonald's contract before approving the men and women that make Long Beach Transit happen. Mr. McDonald presented some board updates and some stellar recognitions that Long Beach Transit has achieved. Those recognitions and that work has been on the back of these men and women here. And all I'm asking is that we offer them dignity, a living wage, and great retirement benefits, just like most of us here have, right? I would like to just take a moment and identify some of the retirees that even came today to support us. They know that the attrition and the revolving door of employees here within these ranks, they will not last. As soon as jobs are posted for other agencies, cities, and municipalities, they go. I was once a Long Beach Transit employee. I was there for 23 years, and I never in my dreams or thoughts dreamed of leaving Long Beach Transit. I am a Long Beach resident, and I hold Long Beach very dear to my heart. And I never thought I had to leave this organization. I have family, I have people to support and care for, my health. So I had to make a decision. I needed to leave for better employment. With that being said, the efforts to retain employees should be at the forefront, not signing a renewal for a 5-year contract. These men and women, as soon as they see the job postings, I've seen them at my employment now. I've seen them come to the city of Long Beach. I see them go to other municipalities because the opportunities are there. So what I'm asking the board respectfully here today is that you not vote on this 5-year contract until these men and women are honored and they're treated with dignity and respect. Thank you all.
Next we have UDOC Joe Enta.
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Udawak Jointuck. I'm a resident of Long Beach and also a member of the Long Beach Community College Board of Trustees. I'm here to speak in support of the Long Beach Transit employees, AFSCME Local 3620 here in Long Beach. We have a wonderful relationship with the college, Every student who enrolls get a Long Beach Transit bus pass and a Metro pass. And it's enabled our students to get to school and to reduce the barrier for academic success, but also help them get to work to support their family. 40% of our students are parents, 60% of our students are low income and utilize Long Beach Transit services. All of this work wouldn't be possible without the employees of Long Beach Transit. They deliver our students safely every day. They clean our bus stops. They provide outstanding customer service, and it's time to make them whole. They sacrificed during the pandemic, gave the concessions and givebacks. It's been very difficult. I mean, for all of us, last 3.5 years of the pandemic, but they were out there in the front line, still driving the buses, meeting with people in public. Many of us were in our offices in a way we're able to work remotely. They were not. The cost of living, according to payscale.com, is 51% higher in Long Beach than the national average. Inflation is up, gas prices are up. Every month there's a delay in the contract negotiations. It's another month of trade-offs, lost savings, lost investments. You're not able to buy your kids new set of shoes or clothes. And so the longer it goes on, it impacts not just the workers, but their families and the larger community, because they're also grandparents and homeowners and shoppers here in Long Beach. And so just stand in support with them, ask for you to make them whole in this new contract and make it a priority in your work. So thank you.
Next, Louis S.
Good afternoon, Member Sutton, member for the board. Welcome to the two board members. Hopefully by next month, you'll have a nameplate so we can call you properly. But I want to thank everybody for being here. The employees who recognize who may not be here. I just want to, like Danny, recognize the hardworking men and women from both ATU and AFSCME who make this organization happen every day. Every day. I too want to ask the board to vote no for the compensation package for Mr. McDonald. I don't begrudge anybody from getting more money. That's not, nobody does in this room. But as a leader of this organization, you should not eat before your own members, before your own people who sacrifice for you every day, before they're taken care of. Now, we've heard Danny talk about why he couldn't be here. He wanted to stay in this organization, but he couldn't. Why? Because Long Beach Transit is not a competitive employer. The people sitting in this bench right here, they can come, right? Why? Because executives who come to Long Beach Transit have great compensation packages. They get taken care of. They do. But when you look at the rank and file, mechanics, bus drivers, supervisors, stops and zones, customer service, their wages are the lowest in this industry. Why? Because there's been no effort from Mr. McDonald to make that, to increase, to do a class and comp study. In negotiations, we've asked, please do a class and comp study, and you'll figure out, don't trust our data, do it yourself, and you'll see where the Long Beach Transit is at. But the comeback we get is, we can't do a class and comp study because then we'll give employees the expectations that we're gonna do something about it. Now, many other public agencies around here, including Compton, who's gone through hell with their budgets, recognizes, and they're doing a class and comp study because they want to be a competitive employer. At the last board meeting, we addressed some of our priorities, and we met with the agency this week. We were expecting a proposal, a counter proposal from them that would recognize the hard work from the women from this agency. But unfortunately, we were given no proposal from them. Why? Because this board needs to direct Mr. McDonald to do, we're not asking for a lot. We're not asking for a lot. Most of these employees don't even live here, can't afford to live in Long Beach. And they go as far as Hemet every day, back and forth. That's a long ways. And the current offer that's on the table fails to recognize that, fails to meet that. Now, in closed session, you'll be told, oh my goodness, look at what they've gotten over the past couple of years. But if you're at the lowest in the industry, and you're not taking those progressive steps to bring you competitive, all those increases don't keep up with inflation.
Time.
Already?
Yes.
So in closing, I want to thank you for your leadership and welcome to the new board members and ask you to not approve the 5-year contract for Mr. McDonald. Thank you very much.
Next, Dana LaRoche.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Daniel Roach. I am the president of Massachusetts Local 3620, a long member at Long Beach Transit. I've been here for over 21 years. This is some of my colleagues there. We're here today to update you on how negotiations have been going. And as a recap, we initiated negotiations in March and have been operating on expired contracts since June 30th. As of this week, we are no longer making productive movements towards an agreement and are headed towards impasse. For years now, Long Beach Transit has positioned itself as the lowest paid agency for workers that keep running every single day. As the cost of commuting, food, and utilities continue to surge, it has brought a tremendous burden to the workforce of Long Beach Transit. These conditions have triggered a continuous turnover of talented employees, crippling the morale and sustainability of the agency. Our current classification and compensation plan is out of date, and the assigned salary schedules are not competitive with benchmark agencies. In recognition of this, we are asking that the LBT Board of Directors commit to competitive wages for workers by implementing a classic compensation study as quickly as possible. Finally, we ask that the agency remove the proposals to violate California labor laws and sick leave protections for workers. Thank you for the consideration and the opportunity to speak today. We hope that we find your support in the negotiations here. Thank you.
Dave? Sorry, I don't want to butcher your last name.
So Dana was supposed to say he was going to use his extra time to me.
We do not do that.
Okay. So, my name is James Udor. I'm a facility tech at Long Beach Transit. I've been here for 15 years. I consider myself a legacy employee. I've seen people come and go. Most of the people in the rank and file class of positions that were here when I started considered Long Beach Transit their home away from home. Employees were treated with dignity, respect, and compensation. I felt like Long Beach Transit treated them as an asset and seldom considered moving to another organization. I was very excited when Mr. McDonald came to Long Beach Transit. New ideas, new perspectives, new policies, hoping to make it a good place to work better. Over the course of several group meetings, he brought up several things, KPIs, evaluation for amongst those things. Unfortunately, one thing disturbed me when he said, if you don't like it, you can go down the street and make donuts. I got what he said, I understood it, but it was disturbing nevertheless. Now, 10 years later, Long Beach Transit seems to have become a revolving door with little thought of retention to the rank and file level. I'd like to see the KPIs and retention levels for the people of different classifications. The churn rate, the average length of service of all the rank and file positions, but those hired after July 2015. Much of the reason is money. Long Beach Transit starts drivers at $19.57 an hour. By comparison, Long Beach Transit McDonald's restaurants start employees at $19.30 an hour. For a long time, Long Beach Transit has been on the low end of the transit pay scale, along with benefits and compensation. There's a reason, not just about money, why people stay at an organization for 15, 20, and 25 years. But there's also a reason why people at that time level, at that legacy level, leave organizations, and it's not just about money. New technology is coming to Long Beach Transit and to the transit industry. New technology has also brought job offers to those who consider leaving. Long Beach Transit can't afford to continue the path of training drivers and mechanics, etc., and let them be poached by other agencies after they've been here 1 or 2 years. In less than 10 years, more likely 5, most of the legacy of rank and file workers will be retiring. It's important at the executive level to understand that this is the time to start molding a new generation of legacy employees and prevent them from being poached away. That's it?
No.
It was, last year we had a meeting with or early this year, we had a meeting with the director and, the new deputy CEO, and we talked about retention.
That is correct. Do not have any more public speaker cards.
Jen, am I supposed to read the comments?
No, those are for item 13.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I'd like to thank all of you for coming and representing ASME and Local 3620. And I'd like to thank you for making those public comments since you're supporting your union. Any comments from the board? Okay, very good. We're going to go into closed session now. We'll be back as soon as we can.
Real quick, I just want to make sure if anybody on Zoom have any public comments before they go into closed session.
Okay. Okay. We respect your time. We'll be back just to see if we can.
Oh, they need to pick it up. They need to pick up that. Yeah. Okay.
Whenever you're ready, Chairman.
All right, the board now convenes from closed session. The general counsel provides a closed session report on agenda item 12.
Yes, thank you, Chair Sutton. The general counsel, CEO, board of directors, staff met in closed session on the posted agenda items. No reportable action took place. Direction was given. That concludes my closed session report.
Okay, so there is a motion here that I believe that we are going to introduce a substitute motion, and I'll yield the floor to Director.
Thank you so much, Chairman. So I'd like to offer a substitute motion, and in doing that, the board hopes to share that we have confidence in our leader, but recognize that there are some matters that are unresolved that we need to work through. And as we do so, we just need a little bit more time to make that happen. At this time, instead of the motion that is on the table, we'd like to make a motion to extend the current contract of our president and CEO to March 31st of 2024, with no additional items to report on that other than the extension of the contract.
Thank you. So there is a motion on the floor. Do I have a first and second?
I know the first.
This is second. No, this is not a motion.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so there is a second.
I'll take a second.
So, thank you so much. All right. So there is a motion. I asked for public comment. Is there any public comment that we have not heard yet?
The two letters that you.
The two letters.
Yes.
Okay, I'll be glad to read those into the record. The first letter is from John Lowenthal, Assembly Member of the 69th District, October 26, 2023. Chair Sutton and the members of the board. I write to express my strong concerns regarding agenda item number 13. While I appreciate the leadership and vision of Mr. McDonald, as we all do, I question the timing of improving of a salary increase while rank and file employees represented by ATU Local 1277 and AFSCME Local 3620 are still awaiting resolution of their contracts. It is imperative that a fair and regionally competitive agreement be reached as soon as possible. These workers are the backbone of the Long Beach Transit system. Quite simply, they make Long Beach Transit run. It is imperative that a fair and regionally competitive agreement be reached as soon as possible. Until then, I respectfully ask that you delay action on agenda item 13. Sincerely, John Lowenthal, Josh Lowenthal, Assembly Member 69th District. Okay, thanks, Josh. Not done. Okay. I have one more letter. October 26, 2023, email board@longbeachtransit.com. Dear Chair Sutton and esteemed Long Beach Transit board members. I am writing as an engaged community member to express my strong support for completing contract negotiations with the dedicated employees of AFSCME Local 3620 before finalizing any new agreement, any new contract, particularly one involving a 5-year employment agreement with a 4% raise for the CEO. It is imperative that we recognize the value, the contributions of the hardworking members of AFSCME Local 3620. Operating without a contract since June 30th, they have been patient and understanding, all while continuing to deliver exceptional services to our community, including managing technological advanced buses with superior clean air emissions. Additionally, the disparities in compensation within the agency cannot be ignored. Members of AFSCME Local 3620 currently stand as the lowest paid transit agency in the surrounding counties. Addressing this issue should take precedent in negotiations, and any adjustments in salary should be made with fairness and equity at the forefront. Thank you for your attention to this matter. I trust that you will consider the employees' concerns seriously and work towards a fair and just resolution for all parties involved. Sincerely, Erlinda E. Chico, President, LBCCD Board of Trustees, with a copy of this letter to AFSCME Local 3620. Are there any other?
No.
Okay, great. can we call for the vote?
Chair Sutton.
Aye.
Vice Chair Mejia. Director Angeles. Director Yorbe.
Aye.
Director Bentley.
Aye.
Director Rawlings.
Aye.
Director Thrashington.
Aye.
All right, the motion, the substitute motion carries. Thank you. All right, item we've done 13.
14.
14.
Board request. Okay.
Are there any comments on? I don't even. I'm sorry, John. I don't.
Oh, page 8. Page 8. Page 8 of your.
Page 8. Okay. Okay, so that was item 12, right?
That was item 13.
That was 13.
Yes.
We're on 14?
We're on 14.
I don't have a 14.
Board request.
Board request.
Yeah, I don't know why. Okay, thank you. Are there any? I'm sorry. Well, you would have to point it out. Here I was sitting in blissful ignorance. Okay, item 14. Are there any requests from the board?
I know a while back I requested a report back on the different things transit is doing with seniors. I've been getting a lot from seniors who are interested in how Long Beach Transit is providing services to them. So if I can get a report, I know that in the past Long Beach Transit provided a report to them. So it would be great if you can that report.
Thank you. Any other?
Yeah, Chair, I would also just like to follow up again on the status of 2nd Street, Short Street. It's impacted areas for the transit buses to be able to find service.
Yeah.
So we wanted to see those reports. Can we get an idea the next week or so when you can expect those?
Yes.
Great. Also, there was a report on accountability and outreach that was requested last month. I realized that you probably wouldn't see it this month, but if I get an idea of when that report will be ready as well. Any other new business? Okay, I'm going to ask again. I'd still like to see that board retreat. I know we've got a lot of planning to do, and I'd like to see some suggested dates for that. Okay, the next item on the agenda here is item 15. We'd like to adjourn this meeting. The next regular meeting will be on December 7th, 2023. Do I have a motion or will someone move that? So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Are there any? All right.
Chair Sutton.
Aye.
Vice Chair Mejia.
Aye.
Director Angeles. Aye. Director Yorbe.
Aye.
Director Bentley.
Aye.
Director Rawlings.
Aye.
Director Thrashington.
Aye.
Thank you all. The motion carries. The meeting is now adjourned. The next regular meeting will now be held on December 7th, 2023. And I believe that's at 9 a.m.
Correct, 9 a.m.
Thank you.